See how small it's getting? That's exactly what we want. We're just putting that in the cup, in the bottle. Kind of reminds me of doing garlic when you're cooking. Let's take this lid right here. Let's make a couple holes. These are going to be our drain holes. Something like that. We're going to put the lid back on. That'll keep everything in. And let's keep adding charcoal. Charcoal is the biggest component of this filter. Very important. Look at that. See that? That's going right in there. Pack this thing down a little bit. When you first start these filters, you will have discoloration in your water. But don't let that fool you. All that is what we refer to as the priming step. You have to prime these filters to get them going. That's about all we need right there. So I'm going to put my knife away. Okay, I'm going to set my water filter over here. My main thing right now is just cleaning these bottles. They don't have to be crazy clean, so we just got to have them clean enough. So there's one. That one I would say is clean enough. I'm also getting the char off of my hands. Okay, we have to prime the filter. Basically run a couple batches of water through so that it'll start dripping. And when you first start getting your drip out of your filter, the drip will be kind of discolored. This filter is not going to remove cryptosporidium, giardia, and stuff like that. It's really going to just take out the debris. So right now we're priming the filter, and you'll notice that the water that I'm collecting in my bottle is discolored like crazy. That's okay. That's because we're still in the priming step. Once we get this water filter primed, that discoloration won't be as bad. But it's going to take a few bottles of water ran through the system before we have it primed to the point where it's actually going to start working for us. Sometimes you can do it in a couple of bottles, and sometimes it takes half a dozen or maybe even a dozen. But eventually this thing will prime, it will get clean, and that water will be cleaner. Still dirty. That's because there's dirt and grit and all that in the sand. And that's what we're washing out basically. If you had like a big pan that you could put all the sand in and clean the sand and then pour the cleaned sand in the filter, that would help out quite a bit. Watch out, buddy. You're in the way. Come over here behind me. Over here. Come over there. Good boy. Over here. Over here. No, no, no. Over here. Good boy. But once this prime step's over, man, you can get some great clear water out of here. Now, that's the thought that I was trying to think of before he walked in front of the camera. This water filter, some of you out there watching might be thinking, okay, I've filtered the water using your water filter. Can I drink that water? The answer is yes and no. The answer is yes, because once you prime this filter, the water that you will get out of this filter is safer than the source water. So in that aspect, yes, you could drink the water. But the other answer, no, you can't drink the water. That's because this type of filter does not take out cryptosporidium and giardia and things like that. What this filter does is it minimizes the amount of debris that you have in your water. You still need to purify your water. There's a big difference between water filtration, which is what we're doing right now, and water purification, which is boiling. If you didn't have a means of purifying, this would be better than this, for sure. Filtered water is better than unfiltered water, even though it's not purified. Looks like we're about to lose daylight, and we're just about primed. I'm happy that I was able to get, to be able to show you this before the sun went down. Now, even if you fill this bottle with filtered water, and even if the water is discolored, say the water's like brown, that's okay. Because as long as you purify that brown water, the color of the water really doesn't matter. What makes the water drinkable is the life that's inside of the water, making sure that it got killed. All those little protozoas and little bugs and stuff that you saw swimming around in the water, this filter is going to remove the majority of those things. It's not going to remove those microscopic things though, but it's going to make it, for the lack of a better explanation, it's going to make it very similar to pouring through several layers of cloth or something like that. And you could totally take this water, you could see that it's even less discolored. We're starting to get clean. You could take this water, boil it, and drink it. That discolored water doesn't mean a darn thing, folks. What is soda pop? What is coffee? What is iced tea? That's all discolored water. That bush tea that I made earlier that's behind you cooling, that's just discolored water. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Now what's good is if I could find 3 small sticks or something and make some sort of tripod, some sort of support system so that I don't have to sit here and hold this thing all day. That would be cool. I might work on that tomorrow. And it'd be cool because you could sit here and top it off every few minutes and then go for a little walk or do some other things, and it's going to be sitting here working while you're doing your stuff. Now I'm looking at this water that's coming out now, and it's looking pretty clean. So I'm going to dump that out, and we'll collect some of this water that's coming out of it now and see what's going on. I think we're probably just about done getting primed here. But I was really happy to find these bottles. That is such a major deal in a survival situation. Look at the stuff going around in there, floating around. Look at the color. See that? It's getting much clearer. Hopefully you can see that color of that water. That's definitely better than what we had when we started. And it'll continue to get better. I'm not saying it's going to make it, crystal clear mountain spring water, but it's definitely going to help out with the water. I'm sitting here doing this, and I'm looking over there at that bush tea, and I'm getting kind of thirsty, and I'm getting kind of excited. You know, the sun's about to go down. It's a beautiful evening. And bush tea is something that's really nice. I like to drink it right before bed. It gives you a lot of vitamin A, a lot of vitamin C. So if you're ever out in a survival situation and you got a cold, or if you need some sort of nutrients and you can't get anything, bush tea is better than just water. All that water I've been drinking all day. See, look at that, folks. That is pretty close. That is good, clean water. That would be ready to boil. You might think I'm a little crazy right now, folks, but I got a lot of charcoal on my hands and my hands are kind of dirty. Some of the best natural cleansing stuff that you can use for your hands if you don't have soap is this sand that's right behind me. This kind of stuff right here, just sand and a little bit of water. Let's get that rock out of there. Just some regular old sand. I use this kind of sand to clean my pans if I'm cooking or something. Just like that. It feels really good on the skin too. It's like a massage. It feels really good. And I'm gonna dip my hands in the water over here.